Hey everybody, Tony here from tonyshealthtips.org, and I'm back to do a video health tip. This time I'm not in the grocery store, this time I'm in my home, and I want to do a health tip about this stuff here, Kraft singles. First thing I want you to notice about this product is that it's owned by Kraft, and remember Kraft was purchased by Philip Morris in 1989. That's a tobacco company. You know, a tobacco company whose executives stood up and raised their hand under oath and said, my products are not addictive, they are not harmful, in front of Congress, okay? So we know that they're not the most ethical company, okay? Now, what else can we notice just about the front of the package? Notice they don't call themselves cheese. They say Kraft Singles cheese product, pasteurized cheese product. They don't even call themselves cheese, okay? Just like on the Mrs. Buttersworth syrup video I did, they didn't call themselves maple syrup, they called themselves original syrup. So we're moving away from real food and we're moving into these food-like substances like this. And let me tell you why it's a food-like substance. On the back, despite the fact that it says no artificial preservatives or flavors, is that right? Okay, let's check on that. Back here, what do we have? We've got some annatto. Now, annatto is used to color it. This is how it gets its beautiful yellow color. It's a product that when you look at it on the surface, you're going to think it's a natural product until you look at how it's processed. And then you're going to see there's some problems related to it, and it's very much related to children's behavioral disorders. What else do we have back here? We've got some whey protein concentrate, okay? Oh, no, that's not artificial. Whenever you see the word protein as an ingredient and not like on the nutrition, like 7%, 2 grams, when you see it as an ingredient, that's a red flag that there's probably MSG in there because there's going to be a high amount of glutamic acid in the actual food. So you're going to want to avoid that as well. Folks, these ingredients are bad news bears. You're not going to want to eat this product. In fact, I'm going to argue this is more like plastic than it is like actual cheese. And to demonstrate that today, I want to do a little experiment here, and bear with me as I actually get this camera set up, okay? So, what I'm going to do is take a piece of cheese out of here. I'm going to take it out of its, I'm going to take it out of its plastic wrapping. Okay? Now, I want to ask you a question. What happens when you put a flame to cheese? It should melt, right? What happens when you put a flame to plastic? It's going to burn, right? So let's see what happens with these Kraft singles. You think it's going to melt or is it going to burn? You hear the fizzing, I hope. Do you hear that? You see the burning? Do you see the smoke? It's burning. It's not melting. It's stretching. It's not melting. I'm going to do the same thing with this plate here. It's probably going to look somewhat similar. I've never done this before. Yeah. See how that plate is turning black? Smoke and black. Smoke and black. Just like we had with the cheese, right? So, remember, this is not an isolated incident. This is what our food has come to in this country, okay? Gotta get the smoke out of here. This is what our food has come to in this country. There's videos of Walmart ice cream sandwiches not melting out in extremely hot temperatures in the sun. And I've got another example here for you, okay? Another experiment. This is non-dairy coffee creamer. This is flammable, and I'm gonna prove that right here. Watch what happens when you apply this stuff to a little bit of heat. By the way, if you ever need to start a fire out in the woods and you need a little campfire, go ahead and use some of this. Watch what happens here. That's right, folks. It's flammable. And this is the stuff that we're putting in our body every day. These are the terrible ingredients that we're putting in our body every day, and then we wonder why we get sick. So again, let me remind you, our bodies are very much like cars. We have a gas tank. It needs gas to run on. We have things we need to run on. Fruits, vegetables, healthy proteins, things of that nature. When we put something in our body that's not supposed to be there, like something that's flammable, like something that's more like plastic than it is food, we're going to break down. But in this country, almost every illness is on the rise, and we wonder why. It's because we're not eating real food anymore. We're eating food-like substances. So remember, folks, you've only got one body. You got to take care of it. Tony'sHealthTips.org. If you enjoyed this video, please share it. Please like it, especially if you know people. Look at this, it's still smoking. Especially if you know people who eat Kraft singles or any dairy-free creamers in their coffee. Oh, and by the way, why is this flammable? Because there's lots and lots of oil, partially hydrogenated oil, the worst kind, folks. Partially hydrogenated oil, that's the kind that clogs your arteries. By the way, this cracks me up too. This is a non-dairy creamer, right? Contains milk and soy. So they're just lying to you. And they can get away with it because the FDA is not holding them accountable. Remember, you've only got one body. Take care of it, folks.